Hi, and welcome to episode 39 of M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers podcast. I'm Jamie, your host, and the dyer behind m1yarns.com. If you're new here, welcome. This is a mostly knitting podcast, a little bit of yarn dyeing stuff, and a little bit of everything else that kind of pops up as life happens kind of thing. But thanks for joining me. And a special shout out to my patrons over on Patreon, whose monthly support for as little as $1 a month supports this channel and makes all sorts of things possible, including an upcoming trip to upstate New York for the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. And I am in full-on knitting mode for the sweaters that I am taking there. And by sweaters, I mean sweater, cardigan, and dress. But we'll talk about that more in a future episode. And if you want to know more about what patterns I'm making, check out episode 38. 38. Yes, 38. Where I broke down the patterns, the yarn, all that good stuff. Anyway, I've got one down, 2 to go. I'm about to cast on the other 2, but because I finished my first 2 so quickly, no, scratch that. What am I talking about? That's wishful thinking. I finished my first one, which was the Cowgirl crop, in 10 days flat. It was just a short sleeve DK weight. So it was pretty fast for me, and my schedule actually miraculously allowed for quite a bit of concentrated knitting time, which was just lovely. So I've spent the rest of the month of July working on finishing up some whips because I wanted to cast on my next project for Rhinebeck August 1st, and then my third Rhinebeck project by September 1st. That's how I'm keeping myself on schedule, because Rhinebeck weekend is mid-October. So I figure if I finish one in July, one during the month of August, and then one by early October, kind of like one per month-ish. So that's where I'm at. So that being said, I have finished some whips lately. And one has its own dedicated, almost finished object review video. If you want to check out that video, I will link it here in one of these corners. I can never remember which one it is that it appears, but you know what I mean. And, oh, I should tell you what I'm wearing first. I am wearing the Ripple, I'll put it here. It's a Jessie May pattern. And this is my Tunisian Desert colorway. I wear this tank so much. Anyway, so my now finished object is the Steek This Cozy cardigan. This is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it was my first experience with steeking, and it's a coffee cozy. So you knit it in the round, you steek, and then just like a cardigan, you pick up for the button band, and now you've got a button-on coffee cozy. This was really fun. I actually knit up the main part of the cozy in 2 evenings. Then I set it to the side for fresh eyes. And then I did the steeking. Then I set that aside overnight for fresh eyes. And then I picked up for the button band. Of course, that only took like maybe an hour or so. Voila. So now I feel like I am a confident steeker. I'm ready to cast on a cardigan that will be steeked, which one of my Rhinebeck sweaters is a steeked cardigan. And if you're not familiar, I'm hosting a Steek along. This is a make along where we're all steeking a cardigan. By the end of the year, there will be prizes for steeking this coffee cozy as well as steeking your cardigan. Just post to Instagram using this hashtag, or feel free to join in the Ravelry community forum for all the chatter. So that's done. Done, done, done. Isn't that the best feeling, being done with a project? For me, being able to go on Ravelry and put my project page to completed is like so satisfying. So next up, I finally finished a project that has been lingering on the needles for months, and that's because it was a two-parter, but that was my second sock. This was a pair of socks based, aren't these heels and toes fun? This was all leftover yarn from my Polaroid sweater. This is a pattern by Kraftling, and this sweater is a kit on my website. And there is enough yarn left over, both the colorwork yarn and the body, to make a pair of socks afterwards. And so all I did is took one of the little colorwork charts and figured out the math to apply it to the socks, which it was a 4-stitch repeat. And so I actually think this is a really good idea for folks who like sock knitting and sweater knitting. If you find a sweater that's fingering weight that you think would look cool as a sock design, just break down a chunk of the design, translate it, you know, like this was a 4-stitch repeat. So what did I do? I cast on a number of stitches divisible by 4, and then, you know, easy enough. And then just had fun with the toes and heels. This was my first time doing the shadow wrap heel. I had previously on my socks, I'm not an avid, let me get a little closer. I'm not an avid sock knitter. I would say going forward, I would like to keep a pair of socks on the needles. But I would never be the type to just knit socks. But I've always done fish lips kiss, and I decided with these I would do the shadow wrap heel, and I used Earth Tone Girl's YouTube video on how to knit that method, and it was so easy, and I really like it. So that's off the needles. So now I can wear the socks to match the sweater. I love this sweater so much. It is bright, it is happy, yet it is neutral. I love it. Anyway, the kit for the sweater, which also means the socks, but it's just a vanilla sock recipe. Just message me if you have questions. Okay, I also finished another project, but I haven't taken FO photos yet. I haven't done a finished object review video yet. That will come after this video because I'm waiting on pants. You know, when you knit a top and you're like, I don't have anything to go with this. It's really an excuse for more pants. I don't have that many pants in my wardrobe. I have like jeans, some basic skirts, like some basic black pants. I just like basics, but for this top, I needed something a little bit left field And so I've been ordering like 5 different options. The first few have come, none of them worked. I don't really feel like going to the mall and shopping for something, which is probably what I should do. So anyway, the pattern in question that I'm referring to is not another one shoulder tank, I want to say. I'm going to insert the pattern name and the designer name right here because I'm sure I'm getting it all wrong. I'm not even going to try on any of it. Anyway, this was a fun stash buster, and once I actually checked gauge, ripped it out, cast it back on, and got going, it knit up in like 5 days. So that was a fun quick knit. Anyway, all that to say, I've been quite productive lately. So a couple of fun things have landed in the shop and or will land in the shop that I wanted to throw at your way. 2 of my most popular colorways have been restocked on worsted weight. This is Green Olives and Mushroom. And I thought with fall actually pretty quickly approaching, these beautiful fall colors need to be restocked. They are available in other weights, but they needed to be restocked in worsted weight. So these are available now. And then I've got some fun one-of-a-kinds that I just dyed on DK. Just for fun. Every once in a while, I think as a yarn dyer, it really helps get my creative juices flowing if I do some colorways that are a little bit experimental, a little bit like free art form that I may repeat in the future. I may not. I just kind of want it to be a little less restrictive as far as like, you know, worrying about making it repeatable. So this is, let me start with this one, Strawberry Smash, and it's got some really cool depths of pinks and almost like a, I don't know, almost like a corally red, I want to say. I really love it. And then this is Mixed Berry Cocktail. This has varying shades of pinks, all the way from light pink to deep fuchsia. And then it's got these really subtle, like deep purple speckles. I don't think the camera's, there we go. Oh, there we go. Yep. So these are on my Easy Rider DK base, if you are interested. And then the other thing that I'm debating. Maybe you can comment below and let me know your thoughts. So I got an urge recently to sew. I don't sew very often. It's not my, like, you know, full-time passion like knitting and yarn dyeing is, but when you get the urge to try and do something different and mix it up, you know, go with it. So I decided to make some really cool upcycled project bags for the shop. And I don't know if I want to list these in the shop or maybe list them on Instagram since they're all one-offs. And then like people can just message me to buy them. I don't know. I thought about also just taking them to my booth in a few weeks to the Michigan Fiber Festival. Here I am brainstorming on the podcast. Anyway, these are all upcycled Carhartt jeans and khaki pants. And they're all kind of like rustic, let's say. They're all unique. So I'm going to give you the tour of each. let me start with this one. So this one has a cool belt loop wristlet feature in this awesome mustard color, which is my current favorite color. And what I love is that the top of the bag has like that gently frayed, worn denim edge, and it's got a yellow zipper. It's got an external pocket in the contrasting khaki, and then inside it's unlined. So that's bag number one. Bag number two features a drawstring situation. It has a external pocket that is kind of shallow. It's more for looks, but you could put a little something in here. And it's got that cool like frayed thing. It's got the little Carhartt tag there. On the inside, I've got a little thread. Don't you hate that when you sew? You're always finding thread. It's got a pocket. The lining is actually, so these khaki pants were flannel lined, and so I just left the lining of the pants. So it's all just the pants lining. So kind of, you know, like au naturel. Oh, and then it's got this, what do you call it? It's like a heavy duty, God, I can't think of the word. A nice heavy duty material. But anyway, so it's got a wrinkle. Sorry about that. So that's bag number two. Bag number three features really cool raw edges where you can kind of see the lining. And then it's got the jeans pocket, drawstring. It's got this cool jeans loop, so you could like attach a carabiner with your keys or whatever. Again, heavy duty base. It's got another internal pocket, and then again the lining is the flannel of the pants. So bag number three. So I thought these were really fun project bags, just kind of rustic. Like, if you're not aware, I'm in Metro Detroit. There's an awesome Carhartt shop in downtown Detroit, and like I would say, you know, like the working man theme here, the rustic, raw, gritty. Like, I feel like this represents, like, Detroit a little bit in these bags, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want super polished, super pretty bags. I really wanted upcycled, you know, fun bags. So, bag number one, bag number two, bag number three. Anyway, so let me know what you think. If I should just, you can comment below if you want one. Should I list them on Instagram? What should I do? So, now that I've finished kind of all these other whips, both knitting and sewing, I have now been kind of turning back towards all my other outstanding whips, which I am down to 3, which is my comfort zone. And I'd really like to finish one more before I cast on my next Rhinebeck sweater. So, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, But my first one that I'll show you, I'm really loving. And this is something that I'm excited to have for the fall because I feel like I'm going to wear the hell out of these. And guess what? They're pants. I don't think I've showed these on the podcast yet. These are the Ombre All Day Pants by Riker. She has actually designed quite a few pairs of pants. Some are more like pants and some are more like leggings. So definitely scroll through her designs on Instagram. I really, after I did the waistband, I kind of psyched myself out about these and thought, oh, these are going to be really difficult. I don't know why. I mean, it's basically like 2 sleeves that are attached. Even the crotch part is super easy. It's worsted weight. I'm holding 2 strands of fingering weight together. For me, this is a scrap buster, stash buster situation. All of this yarn, for the most part, is left over from my 9-to-5 bodysuit, which in that project, I faded it. And in this one, I'm not. And then I added a new colorway, which is this blue. All of the yarn is Life in the Long Grass, except for this one, which is mine. And it's actually going pretty fast. There's no way I'm going to finish this like in a week, unless I do nothing else with my life. But I love these pants. I seriously love these pants. There's an option to do a drawstring, or you can do a an elastic. And I meant to do the drawstring, which requires you to do like 2 holes, let's say, at the right point, at the right time. And I blew right past that part of the pattern, refused to rip back. The option to do the elastic comes later, so I'm doing the elastic. It'll be fine. It will be fine. So that's that. Yeah. I am all for, I've made a pair of knit shorts before. They were the Jessie May pattern. I actually made them to match this tank. I don't wear them very much. I totally should. Why am I not wearing them, like, literally right now? Anyway. Thinking aloud. Yeah. I want more knit shorts and knit pants in my life. I may reach a point where I have enough knit sweaters. I might be old as hell by the time I reach that point. I mean, how many sweaters is too many knit sweaters, right? That's a good question. Like, comment below. How many sweaters would you have to reach before you were like, something has to give? I mean, I feel like it's a matter of space in your house and like, how many do you wear? Or put it to you this way. If you're a shawl knitter, how many shawls is too many shawls? How many socks is too many pairs of socks? That's where they say variety is the spice of life. I don't know. But right now I'm like gung-ho for knit pants. So one of the other projects that I am working on is Andrea Mowry's Metamorphic. And this is knit with my own hand dyed. The blue is the colorway Denim. And the multicolor situation is Feederbrook Farm in the colorway, what is this called? Theta. Oh, this is their Entropy DK base, Why am I holding it like up here and you can't even see it? Professional podcasting here. Anyway, so the yoke went pretty fast. Now I'm on the body. I'm only like 3 inches in. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm very motivated to knit this right now because it's such a warm sweater and it's been pretty hot lately. So maybe by late August, early September, I'll be more motivated to finish this and knit it. The only thing is with these, like, you know, hand spun multicolor yarns, is that it's cool how the multicolor situation happens, but then like with this, I got this big dark loopy like streak across the boobs, and I don't know if I love that, but at the same time I don't think I'm gonna rip it out. I don't know. What do you think? It just is what it is. You just got to go with it. Just got to go with it. I have to be less OCD. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes knitting exacerbates my OCD, and at other times I find opportunities to let it go. Okay, so last but not least is my Seaglass tee by Woolen Pine. And while I was super excited to cast this on, I have to get up closer to show you. This is knit with my Advent yarn from last year. This is a slog to knit though. It's all 1x1 color work that you change both yarns every row. And I can only do about, I don't know, 5 rounds before I'm like, okay, I need to set this aside and knit something else. And normally I can knit for hours before I feel like I need a break. So, I don't know. I don't really think this is going to get done this summer. And it's going to be a short sleeve. I think it's beautiful. It's really interesting. I have too many other projects that I'm enjoying, and it's just too sloggy. I don't know. So, that's that. I hope you all are doing well. Thanks for joining me for another episode here at M1 Yarns. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.